Hi YouTube viewers, welcome on English Literature Major channel. We are from Class C and Group 1 of Prose class. I'm Dion Satria, you can call me Dion as moderator, also presenter of the material. So in here in front of you guys, this is character and characterization. So we are gonna tell you about this material for this week. I will introduce also I will introduce my friends in here who are working with me for preparing this presentation. So this is Razy and this is Nino. So sorry. Okay, this is our group members, and this is what we will learn today. So the first of all is what is character, and then what is characterization, and how do authors present character and characterization, and what are character traits, and what is character aspect. So about character will be presented by Razy, and the time is yours, Razy.
Thank you, Dion. So, we will tell you about the definition so first of our character. Of all, character is a representation of human being as a present to us by the others through the depiction of action, conversation, description, reaction, inner thought, reflection, and also to the authors on interpretive commentary. Authors want to present us with the characters we care about, cheer for, and even love. Although they also present us with the characters we dislike, love, and or even hate. Then is that picture is a sample of character, that character from Avengers Endgame movie. There is Tony Stark or Iron Man, Steve Rogers or Captain America, etc. But why they are so important for movie or even prose? Next slide, please. Why character is so important? Because characters serve as the driving force in your story. Your character create and push your plot forward. Readers can experience the wood that you have created. Your characters, both in the way that they interact with the environment and in the way that they view the environment. Finally, your characters illustrate and personify the them of your story. Character is like the player of the story. If there is no character, there is no story. If there is no character, there is no movie, etc. Now we're gonna tell you about the flat and rock character. Next slide, please. Here we are. So, first of all, flat characters are two-dimensional characters who are defined by a single trait or characteristic. They can often be described with a single word, such as teacher, bully, or joke. That that encapsulates their personality and narrative purpose. Flat characters are usually minor characters who serve prefatory roles. This does not mean they are inherently boring or poorly conceived. They just lack depth and complexity. Then there is wrong character, which is a complex and multifaceted. There's more to them than what happens on the surface because they have layered personality and multiple backgrounds, desire, and motivation. These characters are authentically complicated and flawed, like real people, thus making story interesting and believable. For example, where a wrong character is Gru from Despicable Me. These characters feel love, has ambition, and jealousy. Okay, so next presentation is Nino. So the time is yours.
Thank you, Rezi. So now I will explain about characterization. Next slide, please. So first of all, characterization is the name for the methods a writer use to reveal a character, values, feelings, goals, etc. to readers. When revealing a character traits, a writer can do so using direct characterization or indirect characterization. Next slide, please. So for the direct characterization, it's when the author directly describes a character qualities, such as direct description may come from a narrator, from another character, or through self-description by the character in question. In other way, indirect characterization is describing a character qualities, and author shows a character as he or she moves through the world, allowing the readers to infer the character's qualities from his or her behavior. And next slide, please. And here are the example of direct and indirect characterization. For the direct characterization, following dialogue between two characters, that guy Sam seems nice. Oh no, Sam is the worst. He acts nice when you first met him, but then he'll ask you for money and never return it, and eat all of your food without any offering anything in return. And once saw him throw a rock at a puppy. Thank God he missed. Here, the second speaker is directly describing Sam as being selfish and cruel. And then for the indirect characterization, so in this scene, any Green's Devils by L.M. Montgomery, my life is a perfect graveyard of buried hopes. Here, Montgomery created a character who has a complex and active imagination, is extremely curious and awestruck by the world around her, and also has a very dark past with residual emotion trauma coming to the front. Next slide, please. Now we're gonna talk about the character role. There are 7 character roles. The first one, protagonist. The main character of the story is the protagonist. They should be carefully crafted with a logical backstory, personal motivation, and a character are over the course of the story. Often the story will be told from their point of view, from a heroine like Katniss Everdeen in The Hunger Games to a miserable wretch like Dostoevsky, Underground Man. The protagonist is the character the audience is most invested in. The second one is antagonist, which is the villain of the story, like Lex Luthor, Lord Voldemort, or Dr. Charles Nichols in The Fugitive. Note that an antagonist is not the same as the anti-hero, like the Joker or Walter White. Anti-heroes are villainous people who function in a protagonist role. The third one is love interest. The love interest is the protagonist's object of desire. A good love interest will be compelling and three-dimensional, like Daisy Buchanan in The Great Gatsby or Reg Butler in Gone with the Wind. The fourth one is confident. This type of character is the best friend or sidekick of the protagonist, like Sancho Plaza to the Don Quixote. Often the protagonist goes flows through confident, although not very story needs one. A particularly famous confident is Horatio in Shakespeare Hamlet, as is Hermione in Harry Potter. The fifth one is deuteragonist. This character often overlap with confident. The deuteragonist is close to the main character, but story main plot does not directly correspond with their character arc. Horatio doubles as deuteragonist in Tolkien's Lord of the Ring trilogy. Samwise Gamgee is the protagonist in Shakespeare Romeo and Juliet. Benvolio is the protagonist who doubles as a confidant, while Mercutio is a protagonist but not a confidant. The sixth one is tertiary characters. Tertiary characters populate the world of the story but do not necessarily link to the main storyline. These minor characters serve any number of functions and may have varying degrees of personal dynamism. Think of Padma and Parvati, Parvati Patil in Harry Potter series, or Father Zosima in the book in the Brothers Karamazov. And in Spider-Man, various territory characters help fill out the world of Peter Parker, New York. The seventh one is foil. A foil character primarily exists to bring the protagonist's qualities into sharper relief. This is because the foil is effectively the opposite of the protagonist. In the Star Trek series, Captain Kirk and Captain Spock serve as each other's foils since their personalities are notably different. And Draco Malfoy is a foil to Harry Potter. So that's it for the character role. Next will be presented by Dion. So Dion, time is yours.
Okay, thank you so much, guys, for your presentation. So the presentation will be continued by myself. I will explain you about the character traits. Did you remember the last presentation we are mentioned the character traits? So basically, character traits are all the aspects of person's behavior and attitudes that make up the person's personality. Everyone has its character traits, both good and bad. Even characters in book have character traits. Character traits are often shown with descriptive adjectives like patient, unfaithful, or jealous. Actually, there are so many examples of character traits. You can check them out on the link that we shared in the description. But I will give you some example of this expression of character traits, like religious, honest, loyal, devoted, loving, kind, sinner, ambitious, satisfied, etc. That's so many. You can check it on link that we put in description box below. For example, in the books, like he was very kind, or he was very religious. So we can assume that character is good, but in other way, when say he was very awful, or he was very like what to say very picky, or in Indonesia it's nakal. So we can assume that character is bad. So if you want to search more or learn more about these character traits, you can check it on the link, or you can search it on Google. It's really more. It's really much. There are so many of them. So the next is character archetype. This soup is really complicated, so please hear carefully. So archetype is an emotion, character type, or event that is notably recurrent across the human experience. In the arts, an archetype creates an immediate sense of familiarity, allowing an audience member to relate to an event or character without having to necessarily ponder why they relate. So this is the examples. Actually, there's 15 of them, but I will mention 3 of them. So the first is the hero. The hero, the protagonist who rises them to meet a challenge and saves the day. Their strengths are courage, perseverance, and honor. Their weakness include overconfidence and hubris. So example, the hero is like Spider-Man, Batman, etc. like that, Iron Man, or in Avengers movie, there's are the hero, the magician, a powerful figure who has harnessed the way of the universe to achieve their goals. Their strengths may include, sorry, may include omniscience, omnipotence, and discipline, while their weakness center on corruptibility and arrogance. About this weakness on corruptibility and arrogance, we can see on Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange, before he became a magician or become like wizard, he really arrogant. I will explain this character. So he actually was how I can say it, the doctor? Yes, a doctor in really but really arrogant. But he is really really smart. He's really a good doctor. He's actually surgery man. His surgery always successful. Even he are hearing a music in the middle of surgery. So he really arrogant. But unfortunately, he experienced about side car crash. So he lost his skill about doctor. So he became to the wizards because some of his patients who how I can say it, ditolak oleh rumah sakit itu bisa sembuh dikarenakan dia belajar magic or magician. So he asked to the man where do you learn this magician? So there it's like school magician. So he learned about it. So he became a magician. Not a long time again, there's Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. We can watch it on theaters or Disney Plus. There's example of magician. This is example of magician. Okay. There's the lover, the romantic lead who's guided by the heart. Their strengths include humanism, passion, and conviction. Their weakness include naivete and irrationality. Some famous lovers are Romeo and Juliet. Oh, yes, we are hearing that story, and Scarlett O'Hara. Also, there's from Titanic. Also. And we are in the end of the presentation. So here's the reference. Don't worry, in this reference will be we submit it on the description box, so you can check it on the link. This is all the link. We are take for this presentation from this link, so you maybe learn more about the material what we telling you this week, and about more words like omnipotence or like others, or you are curious to this movie or what I'm explained before, you can check it too on Google. So that's all today, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to push that button, like button. And then if you have any question, you can put it on comment. So that's all. I'm Dion Satria, and mewakili teman-teman saya mengucapkan thank you so much for watching this video, and see you next time. Bye-bye.